People have asked and asked about why the budget has been approved and the education cuts are the strongest. I believe that the education cuts are sad, very sad. I graduated almost 11 years ago. One of my teachers is out here, and I feel that I got a wonderful education. I can't imagine with the budget cuts what's going to happen to my son, who is walking around with a sign right now, is going to have to go through with classes of 45 people in them. I don't understand what the governor is thinking. My basis is not just education, though. I feel all of the new bills that are being passed are unacceptable. It's just unacceptable the way he is strong-arming our government, and it's not right. That's not right. And I think that by seeing the outpour of people here, there are power in numbers, and we can do this. There are a lot of doubters. There's a lot of doubters out there that say that we can't do this. We started our petition on May 21st, and I'm proud to say that we have over 250,000 signatures. Our state alone, that says something. That says that something that not everybody is okay with this. People, for instance, Ohio is going through the same thing. We can show them that Michigan is just as strong. Our outpour of support from not only the teachers, but the unions, the retirees, the people who are getting a pension, those people have been stepped on as well. And I feel that someone needs to stand up and make that voice. And by people who are here, that shows. We do care. We do care about Michigan. Michigan is a great state and can be a great state. I think that when people say that we have to have a fiscal responsibility, I hear that over and over and over again. But there are other ways to go about it. There are other ways. We did not need to increase funding for the Department of Corrections. The Department of Corrections does not need $1.8 billion a year when schools don't get half of that. Half of that to educate our future. Our future is standing right there. One of our members who could be the next governor or the next president, but to have a cut in education could jeopardize that. The next thing I want to talk about is the Emergency Financial Managers Law. Boo. Boo. Boo to that. Yes. That is definitely unconstitutional. I do not agree. Thank you. Thank you. We do not. We elect those officials. We elected them to represent us. If someone is going to come in and take that away from us, that's taking away our vote. If we are unhappy with the way that they want, that they're performing, we will replace them. We will not re-elect them. We will recall them, which is our right. I think, and myself, I'm not the only one who thinks that, but to replace your mayor with someone who has not necessarily any political experience at all, has a 2-day class to learn how to be a financial manager, that can be you or I. And we could be in charge of a town, a city, a state. I mean, those things are imperative to us. We speak for those people speak for us, and that takes away our voice. And I can't reiterate that enough, that our voice has been taken away. For instance, in Pontiac, I don't know the exact date, but they'll be without a police force because it's not in their budget. Really, can anyone go without a police force or a fire force or EMS workers? I know that I don't want to put my life on it by calling 911 and hoping someone shows up or where they're coming from. That's just not right. It's just not right.
That's just not right.
That's not right. Another thing I'm going back to education because it seems to be the cuts that are getting hit the hardest. I just have been reading some of the House proposal bills requiring all schools with non-instructional staff to privatize, requiring it. Is that creating jobs? No, it's not creating jobs. Governor Snyder said he was going to create jobs and reinvent Michigan. I don't see it happening. Not at all. What you're going to do is you're going to get a private company come in who has established workers, and they're going to remove all the existing workers. What are they doing? They're going to go to unemployment or outsourcing. Yes. But is that creating jobs? The only jobs I can see that may be created are unemployment workers to process your claims, or DHS workers to cover the cost of people who are losing their homes. That's just not right. We can't back that. But we have to make a stand. We have to use our voice, and by this, we're doing it. Thank you.
I'm a physician locally. I have the time and energy to enlist everyone to sign this petition to get the word out. And I can tell you, we're counting on you. And the reason is because people don't know we're out here, but we are out here. And the point is, we need your help. So we need for you to tell your friends, neighbors, strangers, that we are out every single day of the week from 11 to 2 and 4 to 7, right outside the Democratic office. They can pull up, or they will be located at that gas station directly across the street. I have to say, everyone who comes up identifies their position, and almost always it has to do with the education cuts. We just cannot help. Our children are our future. And, we have to preserve it. The constitutional violation of the financial managers. It is a violation of the Constitution of this state. A person does not have to be a resident of Michigan to qualify to be that person. They come in and cancel all union contracts and dismiss all elected officials in any troubled school, town, or city at the direction of Rick Snyder. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong.
This is what I say to that. It is wrong. Lenawee County speaking.
So what we need is this. Lenawee County is sometimes a little behind the ball about getting out and about in public. Please get out and about. We need 807,000 valid signatures by August 1st. We're looking to collect 1 million so we have valid signatures. We're going to do this. Every person comes and says it's not going to happen. People won't do it. They don't care. It costs too much money. Nobody's interested. But everyone here is interested, and we want everyone in Michigan to know our message. So help us, and thank you.
officials, and they are doing what they said that they were going to do. I guess when I was following the political scene during the election, I must have missed that they were going to tax my grandparents and tax retirees and raise the taxes for lower income and middle-class families, but cut the corporate business tax. I didn't hear any of that. I must be misinformed. I guess when they say this is all they wanted to do, you're wrong. And I'm going to say that. You're wrong. You didn't tell me that you were going to do these things. You go back to regular politics, and it's back to business as usual. The dog and pony game, it started during the election, and then, again, back to business as usual when you're in office. The governor is trying to take away our film and business incentives for outside companies to come in and use our great state to film major blockbuster movies. Those are imperative in our state. It brings many people here to boost the economy, to bring jobs, to support staff who are local, and the revenue from it alone is quite decent. I guess, what were they thinking? What were they thinking by eliminating those tax cuts? Also, eliminating the corporate business tax alone, to me, is just completely crazy. To think that businesses who make billions of dollars every year don't have to pay as much taxes as someone who makes 30. It equals out the difference. I guess, again, that's not right. It's not right to let these people slide through and not have to pay taxes on their billions of dollars. I don't want to keep going back to education because it's not the premise that I stand on, but to require a school to meet a financially responsible clause to get more money back seems like they're strong-arming them even more. To force someone, or so to say, bribe somebody to get more money back doesn't seem right to me as well. So that's why I stand here today and fight for the people who want to make our great state what it can be and what it needs to be. There are many, many different ways to go about that. As I mentioned in my speech before, you know, we could make cuts elsewhere. Don't make cuts on pensions, retirees, union workers, eliminating the collective bargaining. Some of my fellow workers in my job rely on that union to keep them safe. It makes safety standards and hours regulations and literacy. These people work hard for their organization to have somebody who speaks for them. Like I am today. I'm speaking out in front of you, letting you know how I feel and how I feel that our state needs to go. Our county alone is a very large county in the southeast of Michigan. We have a large voter base, and I feel that we can speak out. We can reach those voters and let them know that this is not what we expected. This is not what we bargained for, and that is why we have the democratic process to recall. We're not happy with them. We're not happy with our local officials. They are just bargaining to pass an agenda. And on that note, I want to pass on to Victoria to speak a little bit. And I have a couple more comments afterwards, but I'll let her speak for a little bit. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, this is a country whereby people can have differences of opinion, but it's always an opinion that can be heard. Collective bargaining is some such mechanism mechanism whereby two parties can come together and discuss their differences and come to a common settlement. In Ohio, they have already passed a law that prohibits collective bargaining. To get on the ballot in November, they require 260,000 signatures. They have now 720,000 signatures available to get on the ballot to repeal the bill, the law, Senate bill and law that was passed. And in Michigan, this is speaking out about what you believe in. So I think that we have to remember, where did we ever come to a place, how did we get to this place where we can't talk to each other and decide that what we need to compromise on is unavailable to us? This governor and this administration is doing just that. It's absolutely outrageous. It's outrageous. And I think that we have to step up. And when you hear the horns, when you see people with the thumbs up, when people come in and give signatures every day, that is time to
It is volunteers like us regular people. We are just regular people. We're not politicians. We're not organized speakers. We just want our voice to be heard. On these yellow sheets, I urge all of you to take one. It has Representative Nancy Jenkins and Senator Caswell's contact information. I urge you to contact them. If they keep hearing the concerns, they've got to listen sometimes. They have to listen. And on this yellow sheet, it's got a quote. And I kind of am going to stand by this quote because it says, "Silence can be misinterpreted as consent. Don't be silent." I stand by that. I won't be silent. And you'll probably be hearing a lot of me around the county because I'm not going to be silent. I'm going to stand up and let people know. Thank you.
Thank you very much.